Hi, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to be looking at a CXC Technical Drawing CSEC Mechanical Engineering Drawing, and this paper is from the year 2017. Now if you're not already subscribed, please do go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification to ensure that when I upload these past paper questions, you can see how I tackle these questions and potentially how you could tackle these questions as well. So let's get into things. Now if I scroll down a bit, you will be able to see the question that was given in this here, and it says that this paper consists of two questions in two sections. Section 1, assembly drawing. Mechanical drawings are always in section 1, and the other section is the sketch and design. I'll be doing both of them in a two-part series. All right, they will be linked in the description below. The drawing file, AutoCAD file it is, that I'll be doing now will be in the description below. Also, if you need assistance with classes, you may comment below or send me an email or some form of message. So let's get into things. Now, section 1 here, assembly drawing. It says that figure 1 on the enclosed sheet shows the first angle orthographic projection detail of the parts that make up a gland assembly. Now I believe a gland assembly is a form of coupling. All right, and these are the parts that makes up the gland assembly. The bush, which is labeled number 3, and I'm going to go down so you can see it. The bush number 3, and you'll see the numbers on them. Here is the bushing. All right, so the bush labeled number 3 and the gland labeled number 5 are seated inside of the body number 1. So they're telling you where the parts should go. The shaft, which is labeled number 7, is inserted into the body from above and seated in the packing gland. All right. Now the two M12 hexagonal studs, which are labeled number 4, are screwed into the M12 hole in the body. All right. Now the gland is placed onto the body and secured in place by two M12 hexagonal nut, which are labeled number 6. Now here is what you are required to do. You're going to be drawing a full size, either in first angle or third angle orthographic projection, the following views of the assembly. A plan view, and show all hidden details in the plan view. All right, and you're also required to do a full sectional front elevation along the cutting plane XX. You will then afterwards have to show 6 main dimensions to include a length, a diameter, a radius, and the metric screw thread specification. Metric screw thread, they're just talking about those M12 bolt and all that stuff, so they're talking about you labeling them. I will get to that. At the end, you're going to print a suitable title. The title is going to be Gland Assembly, and the scale should be also just below this here. The scale you're going to be using, in our case, I think it might be 1:1. All right. You are to show the projection symbol as well, and you could draw the symbol. So if you did a third angle projection, draw the third angle symbol. If you did a first angle, draw the first angle symbol. All right. Now I'm going to leave the sketch and design portion for now, and we're going to be tackling the orthographic assembly drawing. Now here we have our parts sheet that shows the parts that makes up the assembly, and just for ease purpose, I'm going to be copying this part sheet, and I'm going to be placing it in AutoCAD. So let's make our way over to AutoCAD. So we're now over in AutoCAD, and we have our part sheet to our right here, or to our left rather, and it has the different parts that makes up the assembly. Now we're going to be using the method known as, I call it the puzzle method, because it just involves us recreating and then putting things where they should be and then changing what line type needs to be changed afterwards. This tends to cut your time down in half. Alright, so this is a fairly simple, looks simple, it might not be depending on where the measurements are. So we're doing a plan and we're doing a front sectional elevation, so we're only concerned with the objects or the parts of this assembly that has to do with the plan and the front elevation. So for example, the body, and we're going to be starting off drawing with drawing the body, that is. So starting off with a circle to represent what? The circular portion of this object here. Now the circle, the radius of the circle is going to be, and we're looking to see if we have the circle here. It says that the diameter is 140, so that's what we're going to be working with. So I've selected the circle command. If the radius is 140, then it means that, well, if the diameter is 140, it means that the radius is if the diameter is 140 and the radius is going to make the radius 70. All right, my brain is getting lazy. All right, let's go. So we have the center circle there. All right, the next thing that we need to add, we have other circles as well. So we have these inner circles here. Now looking at the plan view, we do not see the dimension for these circles, but where we see these radius, we can also see them on what do you say, this portion here. As we can see, one of them is 42 diameter. All right, so we can add that 42 diameter. All right, so let's add that 42 diameter. So we're going circle again. Let's find the center. Turn on my snap features. Now this AutoCAD is pretty fresh. So if the diameter is 42, it means that the radius is 21. So we have another circle inside there. All right, now other parts to identify. So as you can see, we're seeing more circular portions. Here it's saying that diameter is 66, so the radius is going to be 33. So we're drawing another circle, 33. So 33. All right, so just like that, we have the two inner portions. We have the two inner portions, as you can see here. Other circles to include this hidden portion here that is in detail line. We can get that one in there as well. What is this representing? This is representing this portion here. If you're not seeing my cursor, I hope everybody is able to hear me as well. That's this portion here because it is circular. Now we're not seeing the dimensions on this. We're not seeing it on the plan. So let's look at the other drawings of this here. We can see it here. Oh yeah, we have it already. So we have the 66. We don't have the 33 there. 33 diameter, that is equal to 15, 16 and a half. So let's draw another circle. Circle. All right, 16. Circle. 16 and a half. 16.5. all right, so we have another one there. So just like that, we have all of those. What is remaining? We need to draw this elliptical shape figure here. Now, how are we going to know the dimensions for the ellipse? So let's look at the ellipse. So it says semi-ellipse. All right, major axis 120, minor axis 72. If you had done an ellipse for your SB, then this should be no worries. So let's draw our ellipse. Go over here, click here. I'm working with ellipse by center, clicking. All right, so let's start off at the center, click. AutoCAD should be asking me some stuff now. If not, then you know we have to do some work around. If there is a better way, please leave it in the comment. If there's a teacher watching, leave it in the comment. All right, so much to learn. All right, so for the ellipse radius, if you want to call it that, we're going to be using the major axis. Half of 120 is 60, so let's enter 60 first and see what happens. So 60. All right, then for the height, the minor axis is 72, I believe. 72. Half of 72, that is equal to 36. So I'm going to be entering 36 next. 36. All right, and just like that, we have our ellipse. Now remember, this circle here should be in detail. I have already set up all my layers, so things are a bit easier for me. All right, I'm also going to link this drawing template down below so you can practice with it as well, or you can just use the downloaded file for this that I'm going to be doing. All right, so what is left for us to do? We need to draw these holes here that you're seeing here, these 4 holes here. All right, these 4 holes. All right, now where are these holes located? All right, now these holes are pretty much these holes here, and you can see that they line up a bit. I think they lined up. All right, those there, and the distance for them 88 on center. So we're going to be doing some magic here. So this is not the only way to do this. This is just my way. All right, so 88, the half of 88 is 44. So I'm going to be doing some fancy stuff, offsetting 44. And I'm just thinking about this as I'm going along. I've never done this before. I'm just doing it. All right, so that's where it is there. How far is it up? How far is it down? I'm assuming that this is a circular object. All right, so if it is 44 up, so it must be 44 across as well. So we have that one there, we have that one, so we're going 44 as well. So we offset it across and we offset it up, and this is just to find the center of the circle, which we're assuming that it would be here. It might not, but let's see if we can examine our drawing a bit more so we can identify where those holes are. Alright, so 4 holes, 12, 1.5 on what's that, 110 CPD, 10 CPD. Okay, 110 CPD. All right, so let's sort that out. So let's go. I'm going to, well, let me, which one will be removed? Let's just remove both of them. So all right, so I'm going to draw a circle. Half of 110 is how much? Half of 110 is 55. 55 coming from the half of this 110 there. All right, and then we know that the distance of the 88, so the 44. Let's make sure 88, yeah, 44. So we're going, let me redraw my line and offset 44 wherever it intersects the circle that I draw. That's this one here. I'm going to be drawing a circle there, and the radius for the circle is 12. So I'm going to draw a circle, diameter equal to 12, so the radius is going to be 6. All right, just like that, we have it there. Now for the remainder of it, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to simply be mirroring it to the various locations. So for example, this circle here, and I'm just going to complete this circle because I want to have everything here. All right, when I say complete, I mean that I am going to be, and let me just erase this circle here. I'm going to be adding the center line. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so when I mirror it around, there will not be much issues. So I've already created a center line layer. Alright, so I place it on that. So I'm going to be mirroring it to the location. So I'm mirroring it to my right. Let me turn on quadrant for my snapping feature. Alright, here, down, no. And then I'll grab these two. I could have used other strategies such as using array to get it around. I choose to use this method. There are so many ways to do things. Alright, and even faster way than this. Alright, so we have the circles around. We know that there is circle in the middle, I believe. Circles in the middle. That one will be, I believe it's this one here in the middle. Radius for that is 14. Let me double check. 14. So yeah, so the radius is going to be 7. Sometimes I might say radius and then I'm calling the number. I simply mean diameter. Alright, so somewhere along the middle here, somewhere along this middle that is, there are two holes, and these holes are, and I'm just double checking, 14 holes. Alright, location of these holes. Location of these holes. We're going to be using the same location that we have the others. So for example, let's find the center, circle, radius 14, 7. I'm just double checking to ensure that my number is correct. Alright, so let's work with that there. And let's mirror it to the other side. And this is one of the things that make things a lot easier when you're dealing with symmetrical object. Let me go ahead and highlight some of these so you can clearly see what's going on. So all of these here are a part of my object. Alright, all of these are a part of my object, so you can see it there. Alright, now let me match a few properties. So for example, the holes as well, that, and then we have that. And for those persons talking, yes, I could increase my crosshair, but I just don't want to. Alright, so let's go. So we have that portion there out of the way. Technically this would be a center line, even though it's incomplete. So that's pretty much that portion there out of the way. The body completed in relation to the plan view and the plan view only. Now for the rest of the object, what else are we going to be seeing? We have the gland. The gland is going over this here. Alright, the gland is going over this. Now the gland and this shape is the exact same measurement. Alright, so we will not need to draw it a second time. Alright, we'll leave this as is and we will not need to draw it. What we will need to add to this circle though is these smaller circles that we have inside there. So we're leaving that as is. What else can we add, or will we be adding? We'll also be drawing our shaft, our bushing. Now the bushing on the plan view will look like circles. Alright, when you're doing the sectional elevation, it will look just as how it is right here. Alright, for the gland packing on the plan view, it's going to look like a circle. So the gland packing, the bushing, the shaft, the stud will all look like a circle. on the plan view. So when you're looking down at it, you're just going to see a bunch of circles. Those circles will be added shortly. On the sectional elevation, the portions that you'll be seeing is this portion here of the body. You'll be seeing the shaft. The shaft will be inverted, turn up straight. It will not be sideways like it is now. You'll see the packing, the bushing, and the remainder of the gland here. That's the other part of this here. All right, and again, you can always look back at the instruction and it tells you where each goes. So again, it says that in the assembly, the bush and gland packing are seated inside of the body. So the bush and the is packed in with that there. So let's go. So they're basically saying that this and this, when you're looking at it, is going to be inside of this hole here, that little hollow section there. However, on the plan view, it's just going to be a circle. All right, a 42 diameter circle. All right, you'll also see the hole inside, which is a 24. All right, you'll also see the bushing, the 33. You'll see that the 42, as you can see, same measurement, 42 with 42 for the packing, 42 for the bush, 42 for the packing. You'll see the hole on the inside, 33. You'll see the 24. You see the 24 on this as well. All right, so everything's tend to add up. All right, so if you realize that there's a space, it means that probably when you were drawing it, there were some, maybe a cursor shift, maybe you enter wrong measurement. All right, so on that note, we're going to be adding those to our view here. All right, now this portion here that you're seeing is going on top of this here. All right, so let's go back to the instruction. So we have that down. The gland packing number 5 are seated in the body. Number 1. The shaft, which is labeled number 7, is then inserted into the body from above. All right, and seated in the packing gland. All right, so as you can see, the shaft is going to be turned vertically down into this. You're going to see it down into this, but it's going to be in the packing material. All right, so what I'm going to be doing to kind of visually represent a lot of this, I'm going to start drawing the sectional elevation through XX. All we're doing here is simply reproducing what we're seeing. So we're going to be reproducing this here, this here, this, and this. So let's go. All right, starting things off, I'm just going to draw an horizontal line to represent the base, if you want to call it that. That's the base here. The thickness of it is 15, so I'm just going to offset up 15. That's the base. How do I know how wide it is? I can simply measure, you look at the drawing, but because I already have done my drawing here, I do not need to do too much work. All I need to do is select, clean up my drawing a bit, and do what needs to be done. All right, as you can see, this is the base. All right, that's the base of the object. Now we can draw the remaining portion. Now, as you can see here, we need to draw the remainder of it. We have this little portion up here. All right, how tall is it? We do not know. All right, but what we do know, we know that from the base here to the base to the bottom of this ledge here is 50. So we know that, and then we know from there upwards is 15. So let's go up, offset. So we're going to be offsetting up, starting with 50, and it's just a matter of you examining the drawing, looking at the measurements that are there, and then just using basic commands. You don't need to be all highfalutin with the functions that you may know. Simple commands and tools will do the job. No need to make things overly complicated. I'm sure there are more simpler ways, but let's not complicate things for yourself. All right. And again, you do not and you should not be erasing entire drawing. All right, do not be erasing entire drawing. Why? There's no need for all that. What we do, we modify. We do not erase entire drawing. It's very easy to modify a drawing or undo what you have done, but do not erase your entire drawing. Imagine working for say an hour, right, with limited time, and then having to start all over again. All right, so for the inner portion, that is this shaft here. The width is 66, but remember, we already have that. The 66 is coming from where? Here. So we're simply drawing those lines. As you can see, we're just projecting lines up, and if you have mastered orthographic, you realize that once you have one, it makes things a lot easier. All right. And for person using the latest version of AutoCAD, please be efficient with your trimming tool. All right, please be efficient. All right. My recommendation is first know what you want, know the portion that you want to erase, and then selecting your cutting plane and trimming away everything. If not, and you activate the trim command and you start to trim, you'll have to make several clicks to get rid of all of that. All right, so let's just cut down the amount of work that you have to do and just do the best thing for you, because time is limited. All right, so we have that portion there done and dusted. All right, let's do the rest. So in this, we have the openings, so we can add the openings, we could add the holes, all of that fancy stuff, and we can simply do it by projecting lines where needed. So for example, the hole in the middle, again, we're simply projecting lines up. All right, as you can see, projecting lines up. We're on the outer one, yes. Because these are all representation of the object. Where are these going? So we're going to be stopping, let me zoom in across here, and I believe it stops there. There's another hole, but it is coming from the inner circle here. All right, and it stops here. At least from what I'm seeing, that is what is happening. And then you can trim what needs to be trimmed. All right, so as you can see, we're almost there. And just so you can see what's going on, so what is left for us to draw here? These shaft holes here. All right, so we're going to be drawing them now. Radius for them, or diameter, the width for them is 14, so let's add those. Again, we can still utilize what we have here and just project the lines up to get it and make things a lot easier for yourself, but the option is always yours. All right, so as you can see, we have the hole. Let's trim what needs to be trimmed. What are we missing? Oh, we need to clean up our drawing inside here, so we're cutting away this because on our drawing it has none. All right, please bear in mind that these 90 degrees here should be chamfered or filleted. On the drawing it says that those radii for the fillet is 3 millimeters. All right, those can be added whenever. All right, now once we have on this side, because we have a symmetrical object, I'm not going to worry to draw it on the other side. You can always mirror it to the other side. All right, and there you have your opening. All right, now once that is in place, we're pretty much done with that portion there, and we can move on to drawing something else, such as we can draw the shaft or the stud, either one. All right, so let's start drawing our shaft. It's just going to be 2-line, whichever way you want to use, whichever method. You can use multi-line, you could use a rectangle. The option is yours. I'm just going to quickly draw a line. Well, my line is too big, and I'm going to offset it by 24 to represent the diameter, if that makes sense. And the shaft is this here. All right, so that's it there. I'm just going to I don't know how much I'm going to make it, but let's just keep that for there for now. All right, let's draw our stud. All right, what is our stud going to look like? It has a shaft. All right, this is going to be done using, how am I going to do this? Let's start drawing it. So it says that this is an M15, no, M12, so it means that the diameter is 12, the width is 12. The depth or the length of it is 55. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a rectangle, 12 by 55. Let's do that. So I go REC, enter, click my starting point somewhere here. Where I'm drawing it does not matter now. The width 12, then I press my tab key, and then, did I just enter 12? Let me do that again. Width 12, tab key, length 55. All right, and that's it there. So that's this entire portion done and dusted in one go. The next rectangle that I'm going to be drawing is this portion here that is 5 millimeters wide by I have no idea how much is that there. There is standards in relation to bolts and the head and all that stuff there. All right, so what I'm going to be doing here is that this overall thing here, or this rectangle up here, is 14 by 15. So we're going to draw that one there, 14 by 15. So it is 14 width, rectangle, going 14 in width, tab key, and then we add the 15. So there it is. Then the only part that is remaining is the flange on this bolt here. Now what is going to happen here is, for this you can utilize the standard specification for creating bolt. In this instance, all I'm going to be doing is that I have the 14, and I'm simply going to be adding 3 to it. So 14 to 3, so we're going rectangle, 17 for the width, tab key, and then 5, because I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. All right, now from this point now, all I'm simply doing is moving these into position. So this goes on top of here, right in the center. Then this go right on top of there, which is also the center right there. All right, something like that. All right, so we have that in place. All right, now in some cases you might have to add the portion that shows the threading and all that stuff. That's this extra line that you're seeing along here. Again, there is standard specification for this for bolts and the size of these things here. All right, so what I'll be doing is that I am going to be offsetting 1.5 inwards, and it says that here that the threading starts at 15 millimeters away from the top of this here, 15. All right, so I'm going to add that as well. So it says that from the top of here down, offsetting it down by the 15, just to mark off where my thread starts. All right, that's where it starts. That's where my thread start. So let me just trim away the excess. Alright, so that's where my thread start. Let me just explode this portion of my bolt. So I'm just typing X for explode and press enter. Then I'm simply going to be offsetting these outer line by 1.5. And these 1.5 represent my threads. And then now for the top portion here, because the thread don't run all the way up, that's where it will end. As you can see, there are chamfers to the bolt here. Again, there are standards in relation to this here. All right, there are standards. All right, so please bear those in mind. All right, so we have those. We're going to be adding our little chamfers. All right, so we're going to add some chamfers. Chamfer may be accessed by typing C, or you could go here and select your chamfer. Then you enter your specifications here. So for example, distance, I'm going 1.5. All right, and then sometimes it might ask you for angles and all that stuff. It might ask you the both points, 1.5, 1.5. It might ask you the angle, but either one you want to enter, it's fine. So here, as you can see, I have just chamfered the bolt just like that. I can also chamfer down here as well to match up things. So chamfer here to here, and you see how things line up properly there, here and here. As you can see, my bolt is done. All right, now other portions that you can draw now that you're going to be seeing are your washer here. Please bear in mind that the outer lines, when you do the washer, it's going to pretty much line up inside of here. All right, but I'm just going to draw it so you can see how things actually fit together. So let's draw our bushing. That is, I'm saying washer, but it's actually the bushing. All right, so let's do a bunch of rectangles again. REC, enter. We're drawing this first rectangle here first, down here, 33 by 21. So let's go. Width 33, tab key. For the height 21. That's our first rectangle. Second rectangle is going to be REC, enter, select. The width of it is going to be 42, so we go 42, enter. Accidentally did that. REC, enter, click, width 42, tab key, and then the width, which is 6, or the height. All right, just like that. And then all you're doing from there is simply moving them into place like this. All right, now as you can see, there's all the portions, so you need to draw all of that as well. So there's a chamfer portion running from corner to corner. So there's a line from this corner here. My mouse is glitching from here to here. All right, and this is going to be repeated on the other side. All right, so just like that, you have that portion there done and dusted, in a sense. Yes, it is. All right, now, oh, I made a mistake. I forgot the inner hole, or the other section inside of here. That is actually 24. All right, so that 24 there needs to be added. What am I going to do to add that 24? Let's just explode this, and if the overall thing is 33, doing some quick maths here, and the smaller portion is 24, what if I minus that? I'm going to get about 9. The half of 9 is going to be what? 4.5. So let me just offset 4.5 from either sides here, and then this will make a lot more sense for me and you. and then I'll simply move these lines here to those points. Mouse is acting up. Yep. Alright, then it's just a matter of me cleaning up my drawing a bit, trimming out those portions that needs to be trimmed out. Alright. Alright, so that portion there is out of the way. Alright, so that's the bushing. Alright, other portions that needs to be drawn are your gland packing. Gland packing will start things off with a rectangle, REC, enter starting point. The width of it is 42, tab key, and then we enter the height, which is 56, and then we press enter, and then we have that. The only thing that is left for us to do is to chamfer the ends. Alright, when we're chamfering, then they say that the chamfer is 30 degree. So what are we going to do? Let's go chamfer, and instead of entering distance, we're entering the angle, which is 30 degree. So all we did was just click on angle, and then we can now specify the angle 30 degree. Alright, so let's click on this and then this. Um, 30. It's jumping far. Alright, let me try something else. So as you can see here, center line 24, so I'm offsetting 12 on either side, or I could just do it on one side and then work out the rest. Alright, there, yeah, and then I'll just draw the 30 degree line there from here to enter 30 degree, yeah, something like that, and then I'll just trim what needs to be trimmed. Alright, alright, so once I have that in place, let's just see if we can work some magic. And these goes up top, MI. Might not work out, but let me do it nonetheless and then make my adjustment. I jumped the gun a while ago when I trimmed away the bottom portion here. Nonetheless, it's not the end of the world. No. So again, we're not going to redo anything. We're just going to make do with whatever we have. So that's where that should be. And then we trim away those portions. As you can see here, it is an hollow object and it is hollow along where that line is. So in this case, it's just going to be a solid line since it's going to be a section. But when you put the shaft inside of it, after you put the shaft, it's going to be a solid line. But I'm just going to put it in detail line now so you can see what's going on. But when we're doing the section, it is going to become a solid line because you would have cut through it, if you understand what I'm saying. Alright, so we have that. We have our shaft here that we're going to be utilizing later on. Now we need to draw this portion here, which is the last portion that needs to be done. Alright, and we're just going to be drawing a bunch of rectangles. Alright, let's just do it that way, a bunch of rectangles, working with the measurements that we have. Alright, so let's go. Let's start things off with REC, enter, click. The width that we're working with first is this one here, 42, height 30, 42, 30. So let's go. So 42, tab key, 30. All right, that's not bad. All right, next one is rectangle, is The width is not shown. Oh yeah, it's a part of the ellipse, so the width is going to be the greater or the major axis, which is 120. So we go 120, 120, tab key, and the thickness is 15. All right, that's not bad. 15. All right, and then the final rectangle is this portion here, which is 50 by 9. So let's go rectangle, REC, enter, let's go. 50, tab key, 9. All right, so all we're doing from here is simply grabbing them and just placing them on center on top of each other like this. All right, well, your method might be different, but this is just something that I do. All right, so let's go. So this is also an hollow object. We have where bolts are going to be going in, we have where the shaft is going to pass through, things like that. All those have radius. In this case, it's going to look like width. It's going to be the width. All right, so let's start things off by adding those hollow portions. All right, so let's go. We're adding them. What are we adding first? Yeah, let's add those radius, which are going to be in the form of these measurements here. If you're not seeing my cursor, I'm talking about these here. So we have the holes on either end, which is 88 on center. All right, 88 on center, which is the same as these here, believe it or not. Why? These are going to be on top of each other. Because when we take this and we put it over here, it's going to kind of mesh with each other. So it's the all one thing together, one thing when put together. And it's the reason why a lot of the measurements really do add up. All right, and this is the reason why I say that these might be a hole and you can't see them, but when we're doing the section, even though it might be in detail now, they're going to become solid, because once you cut through it, you'll be able to see those portions after you've cut the object. All right, let me move on to the next, which is the hole in the middle. The hole in the middle is going to be the same as the shaft. As you can see from the circle here, the circle, this here, which is 12. All right, so let's start off with by drawing that circle at 12 there. Radius is 12, so let's go. So if the radius is 12, it means that the diameter is 24. So let's go, and we're drawing something all the way up to here. We'll trim away the excess anyways. So we're offsetting 12 on either side to account for the radius. So it's 12. So we have radius 12 going to my right and to my left. All right, and then now we have this oval portion inside of here. Dimension for the oval portion, no idea. All right, but what we do know is that these little circles here, we can use them to mark where what is going to be. All right, so what for now, let's trim away here, get rid of let's just get rid of all of this. All right, but when we do the section, all of this here is going to become hollow. All right, because we have cut through the object as well. As you can see here, we're literally cut away half of the object. All right, so as you can see, we need to draw this little lip portion here. As you can see, this little lip portion here is actually being represented by this portion here. So where do we have the 50, the 46 there? So 46, 4, so it's basically 2 on either side. So let's offset the line inwards by 2. Offset 2. And the line that I'm talking about is this line here. Let me quickly explode this here. X, enter to explode, offset 2. 2 and 2 is 4. And 4 plus 46 is 50. still add up to the 56. All right. So that's where the curvature start. All right, and it will terminate somewhere down here. All right, so because we have most of our parts, we can start putting together our little assembly, and we can use our guide here to kind of assist us. All right, so it's always important to read the instruction. This is how you're going to know what to do. All right, so again, let's start from the top. In the assembly, the bush, label number 3, and the gland packing, label number 5, are seated in the body. All right, in the body. The bushing and the packing. So let's put those together. So here we have the bushing and we have the packing. All right, so let's go. Let me take this. I might need it, but let's see. Copy. Oh, and this is something that I normally do, just in case I make a mistake. Just in case I make a mistake, I'll just make copies while I'm doing it. So this, the packing here, I'll grab the packing and I'll copy the packing. I'll grab the packing and I'll grab it. This is the body, right? Yeah, this is the body. So I'll grab it probably about here. Let me turn off ortho, and then I'll probably place it somewhere along inside here. As you can see, this is the packing, smack in the middle. You see how things line up perfectly here? All right, and you realize that how things are lining up with each other. And then it says the bushing. All right, the bushing is going to be seated perfectly inside. So let me just switch the layer first before I do anything, and let's copy it. Let's find a suitable point to grab it. If it's not a suitable point, then I'll probably have to move it. All right, let's smack it right there for now. All right, so we have the packing, we have the bushing. All right, the shaft, here we have the shaft. And we're just setting things up to do our final assembly. And let's copy it as well. All right, so you realize that it doesn't really fit inside here, but let's go nonetheless. Let's put it up here. We're going to be putting it together shortly. All right, so we know that here we have our whatever this is. All right, this, I believe, let me put it on my object layer, copy it, let me select here, and I'm going to use dynamic tracking to kind of align things, because I want things to be aligned. So when I'm putting them together, all right, so we're there now. So do we have all the parts? Do we have all the parts? Oh yeah, we have this as well. All right, so this is going to be running through all of the middle. All right, so let's double check. So we have all of this here. Let's do our snipping, snip. Grab this, because we're just about finished with our assembly here, and we're just grabbing the instruction here, what goes where. All right, here we go. So we're not back and forth. All right, so here we go. So let's start from the top here. So in the assembly, the bush number 3, here is the bush. Here is our bush. All right, and gland packing number 5. Here is our gland inside here that we added there. All right, we might have to move it. All right, and packing are seated inside of the body number 1. This is the body. This is the body. All right, seated inside of it. All right, so this here is, I think it's good where it is. This here is going to be moved down, and I'm going to move it all the way down to, and I'm grabbing onto it here, and I'm going to put it right there. All right, did I put it at the right location? All is well. Is all is well? No. We ensure that everything is all is well. This will be moving up a bit because, let me grab onto this. Grab onto this one here. All right, let me move it for now. Oops, this needs to be moved as well. Now I want this to be smack in the center of this thing here. Hope all is well, somewhere along here. All right, now something is off here. How am I going to do it? Measure. This is 33. Inside here is 42. Let's go. 42. Yeah, that match up. So is there something not in the center? Explode. Click on this, explode, grab this. Let me just make a quick copy and place it somewhere down here. And let's try to move it. Let me get rid of this one now. Let's try moving it now. Move. Because here is where it should be going. Yeah, I know something is off here. All right, so let us sort that out. All right, so when I place it there, I realize that it's shifting to one side, so it means that something is not where it's supposed to be. All right, everything should line up properly. All right, so let's see where all of that goes. So it means that something is not where it should be here. So let me just double check here, and let me see if I can move this. And I'm just trying to find out where things, oh, yep, so it's perpendicular there, but the center is somewhere along this side here. All right, so I know what I'm going to be doing. Let me draw my line down to find the center. Grab onto this. Yeah, that's the reason. And I wonder if I check the measurement. So this is why it is very important that you check these measurements to ensure that all is well. So there is 4. Over here is 5. So you see the drama? You see the drama. All right, so let's shift our drawing a bit. And this is why I say you don't need to do over your entire work. You just do some quick modification and everything will be fine. And this is why I call this the puzzle method, because if things don't match up, things won't match up, and you can always make your adjustments pretty easy. See that? All right, wonderful. Remember, all this here is going inside of this. And as long as everything lines up, all right, now we're looking at this here. Does everything line up? Not necessarily, and it's off by a big margin, so there's error in our drawing. All right, so let's make some more modification to this here. Our bushing, it was something that we weren't sure of. I don't remember if I had drawn the angle at the 30, but we're going to be doing that as well. In the meantime, let's add the remaining portion. So the gland packing, you know, that goes in there, are seated in the body. The shaft number 7 is then inserted into the body from above. All right, the shaft. This is the shaft. All right. I just want to have something, I have a reference. So I'm going to be drawing a little line somewhere along here. Move this. And so it's going to be somewhere along here, smack in the center. All right. Let me just shift these down a bit. Well, let me just trim it. Oh, no. Yeah. All right. That's where the shaft is going to be running through. Well, not the entire center, but somewhere along there. All right. So the packing is going to be surrounding the object here. All right. Our bushing is going to be, well, none of the bushing should be sticking out in any way. All right, so all that needs to be modified. Let's go. All right, seated in the body, then inserted into the body from above, and seated into the packing gland. Oh, so it goes down into it. Oh, it's seated into the packing gland. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's move all of these up so we have some space to move things around. Up in the air. All right, up. Turn this off. Find the center. All right, cool. And once we have this completed, then it's just a matter of us adding. We'll be able to clearly see the hidden portions on our plan view, and we can always make the quick adjustments. All right, so here, are we seeing anything? So let's go there. All right, so let's add them now. Now I'm not sure about this here. That's the packing thing. We have all of this here. We have all of that. It's saying that the angle is 30. Let me check the angle on mine. Measure. Let's measure angle. Click on this. Angle. Alright, let's go. Think time is of the essence. Measure the angle. 30, it's 30. I'm going to move up my bushing a bit. So that everything is flush on the bottom. One thing I tend to do when I'm moving these around is tend to group them, but I don't want to do that now. And it's just to have differences in the drawing. So let's move that up. Alright, so from there all the way, let's stop it here. Alright, let's just stop it there, and let's see this here. Smooth this down. Grab onto this. I think what might be happening is that my bushing angle theory might be off, because if you look at it, something is not on center. Something is not on center. Alright, so click on that. Angle is 30. I know that this move goes into this goes over a bit to there. Yeah, now it lines up. All right, this I'm not sure how far in it will go, because as I said, this gland thing here is a coupling. The gland is going to, well, at least I know that all of this here is going on top of here. Alright, something like that. The shaft in the middle here goes all the way down. All the way down to where? Well, let's just make it run through. Alright, and with that said, if the shaft is running all the way through, it means that all of this middle portion is going to be bye-bye. Alright. Alright, so that's that there. Move all of this here up. Well, not move, but I'm going to copy it so I can close off. Yep. TR, enter. Yeah, all right. So the only part that's missing is the packing material, which is this here, and I'm going to use this as my reference. Oh, it's not. So I'm going to be moving it down, and as you can see here with this hidden line here, it lines up with these. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it for now. Well, it has no purpose there anymore. I'm going to be moving it down. So I'm moving it, move it down, all the way down until it touches there. Something about this packing material. Alright, somewhere along here. I'm going to further move my bushing back down, moving my bushing back down, is it? Alright, so we have that there. So it means that we need to do further cleaning up. Alright, now there are some things on these that are not going to be hatched, such as the shaft. You need to add this feature here. If there's a way to do it, an AutoCAD generated way, I don't really know, but I typically just manually draw it in. So I'll go like this, and I'll go up. I'll turn off ortho. I'll go like this, first click there, then I'll come down like this, and I'll come here, back up, and then I'll, oops, that one is a bit far, come about here, and then somewhere along here, and then I'll enter, and then I'll modify this by moving it somewhere along there. And once I have done that, then I will do my hatch pattern. Alright, please bear in mind that this can also be moved. In order for it to move, I recommend turning off your O-snap. Alright, and you can also adjust these here. Again, there's a way, I don't know, but someone could always share. Alright, so something like that, and then you hatch, and then I'll simply mirror it to the other side, wherever the middle of the shaft here is. Alright, there it is. Alright, then I'll do my hatching. Hatch pattern will be, I believe it's this one here. Normally look for the one that says steel. This is at the bottom. This one that says steel. And then I'll hatch here. And I'm just going to go ahead and hatch the top as well. Up here. Then press enter. Alright, further things to be done, added and all that stuff. I believe these here, they said something about the bolt. So it says that the stud, what did it say about the stud? Suited in the two M12 hexagonal studs, yeah, are screwed into the M12 hole on the body. So basically they're saying that these, there are two of them, and they go inside of these holes here. All right, but I need a reference to add them there. So what I'm going to do, let me just go ahead and clean out the space. Well, let me leave it for now. So I'm going to draw a little line across the top here and across here as well, and this is just something to snap to. You could have also draw it on one side and mirror it. So I'm just going to do my copy thing, grab onto it here, place it there, place it there. All right, and then from there now, you know, these middle portion will be cleaned out, such as there, here as well. Well, let me undo that and use this as my cutting. Alright, and it will be the same treatment on the other side of trimming what should not be in play. and leaving what should be. Alright, and there are some things that have to be added as well, such as, well, it wouldn't be in the vision here, but let's add them nonetheless. So let's further complete this here. So what is left to be added? There should be some form of nut. Is there a nut somewhere? There should be a nut. It says a 6 nut, 2 of them. Alright, so there should be a nut underneath here, and there is standards for the nut as well. Alright, standards for the nut. I don't remember them, so I'm just going to draw the nut. Nut is going to be underneath here. Alright, the standard just speaks to the thickness of the nut, the width of the nut, the radius and all that stuff. Let me just think for a bit in relation to the nuts and the codes that are associated with drawing nuts. Alright, so the nuts is, so whatever the diameter of the nut is, if my memory serves me right, whatever the diameter of the hole is, that is what the thickness of the nut is going to be. So if this is a 12, and it would have said it 212, so it means that what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a nut that is 12. Alright, I'm just going to draw a rectangle, and then after I'll move them over and then trim what needs to be trimmed. So the width of it is going to be width of the nut is always 1.5 times the diameter. Alright, so 1.5 times diameter plus 2. Alright, so from a mechanical person, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm just trying to remember this from a long time ago. So 1.5, so it would be 1.5 times the diameter, which is 12. Alright, plus 2, I believe that's 20. So it means that the bolt, not the bolt, the nut is going to have a 20 millimeter diameter, tab key, and the thickness of it is going to be the diameter itself, which is 12. So it's going to be like that. In terms of like fancying up this here, you know, the hole in the middle is going to be 12 already. If we just put it here, we can always just infer that you know, the bolt is going to have some curves on it. The curve that is on the diameter of the bolt is going to be equal to the diameter as well. So if it's 12, then, you know, if you were to draw a circle in the middle here with a diameter 12, you know, that's where things are going to be. So something like that. All right, so all you'll do is just trim away all of that there, leave the remainder. All right, so that's how that would go. All right, and all you'll simply do here, because mine is upside down, so I need to turn it the right side up. So let me just RO to rotate it. You could mirror it as well. All right, and we need to place it. I need to place it in the center. So let's put this on the relevant layer. Let's add this here, and let's well, no, we should be copying. CP, enter. This goes here. All right, something like that. And I didn't do it on the other side. So now, you know, the nut is, or the bolt is shaft, whatever this is going through. So we're going to trim out the middle. TR, enter. All right, the curves, you know, we could always add those as well. So for example, this portion here, add on to that, and that. All right, so on this side here, we can always mirror this to the other side, and you'll have a bunch more time, so you could always do the addition. Well, there is nothing to snap to or find the middle of. How am I going to do this? Oh yeah, I know. Grab onto these, and then I copy. Let's grab here, and let's place it here. Yeah, and that will clarify that there. So from this now, all you need to do is clean up your drawing, tidy things up, move things where they need to be, add your labels, all that stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be going through and hatch what needs to be hatched. All right, now there's a list of things that you should not hatch and things that you should hatch. All right, so for example, shaft, we do not hatch those, but what we can hatch this here, which is a part of the body. Body. All right, so we're hatching the body. Oops, there's something that we should have done. So for example, this is one solid object, so no need for this here. And I believe that the corners are also filleted, and the radii is 3. So let's do some filleting. So we're further cleaning up our drawing. So radius, let's enter 3. So here and here is curved into each other. Here and here is curved into each other. Up top as well, curved into each other. So that's, I believe that is, where am I? Somewhere up here, curved into each other. I believe it curves into each other up here somewhere. All right, let's leave that for now. So let's do our further hatching. So I believe here. All right, so that's that, done and dusted. All right, now let me place these on my I believe I created a layer just for hatching. All right, so we have that there. What else can we hatch? We can hatch this top portion here. That's this top portion here. So we go ahead and we hatch here, and I believe let me double check. Double check. Packing. How many bushings should we have? They are screwed into them to have all of the body. The gland is placed into the body and secured in place by 2 hexagonal nuts. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So let's finish up here. Close that out. Oh, I forgot to add here and here. So MA, let's add the property of this to this. And then there was something about when you're hatching different objects that meet together, they're saying that you should change the angle of the hatch so that you can differentiate, or so the reader of your drawing can differentiate it between the two parts. So for example, this is at 90, so I'm going to flip this the totally opposite direction. So if it's at 90, I'm just going to send it the other direction, something like that. Now you can clearly differentiate between both of them now. All right, so let's add it to my layer. All right, what else should we be doing? All right, so I believe here is a part of it. Yeah, so we should be hatching inside here as well. and I'm just going to double check because there are some lines inside of it that looks inside of here. Oh, we do not hatch webs. I don't remember my list. I think my list is lost, but if my memory serves me right, we do not hatch bushing as well. We do not hatch nut. We do not hatch bolt, spokes, and a bunch of other stuff. Alright, so just for that, it's only the main body and those parts of the drawing that should be hatched. This portion here, oh yeah, this part would also be hatched because it would have cut away from that section here. So it means that this portion there that you're seeing the line should be removed. At least from what I'm seeing, it would be removed, and this part here should be gone because all of this would be one, so I might have to rehatch all of this as one. Yeah, let's do that. Delete, undo, grab this, delete that, grab this, delete that, explode, no, it's X, enter. Let's just put this here. Alright, so this goes. Alright, and now let's hatch the object properly. So let's go. We're hatching here, 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 here. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we have that there, and we're going to be flipping the angle of rotation. So it's at 0 now, and we're making it 90. Alright, so it has been flipped. We're adding it to the relevant layer, and we're going to be completing our annotations now. Alright, now I'm going to be taking out the packing. If you know what packing are, think about it like sponge. Alright, so it's literally just filling the voids within the drawing. Alright, so for example, all of this would be squished into position. All of these would be squished into the shape of the thing itself. Alright, now in this case, as I said before, glands are pretty much couplings. So these are couplings. So imagine that we have two pieces of cables or shaft and you want to join them together. This is what would hold the two pieces together. Alright, so this is it. Adding the labels now. They want us to add things to it. So for example, they wanted us to add oh, we need to do all those circles on the plan view. Yes, let's add those circles. So what circles are we missing? So we have this that will represent, and let me just ensure that we do have it. Let me draw a line down. Oh, so we don't have one for the shaft. So let's draw the circle for the shaft. Circle for the shaft. So here we have the shaft. What else? Oh, the nuts. We need the nuts. And it says what type of nut is it? It's an hexagonal nut. And I believe hexagonal nut are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it's about 6 sides. So let's draw some polygons. 6 sides. And I'm using inscribe, circumscribe, inscribe. Alright, so let's move this. Move. Alright, so let's draw our line, and this is just a reference line for me, so I can copy to the relevant locations. So for example, here and here. Alright, and with that, it means that this line here is going to be, or that circle here is going to be hidden detail. Alright, so those are hexagonal. So it means that we need to modify our hexagonal shape nut here as well. Move this here, here. Let me turn this off. Alright, cool. So we have line going up here, line going up here. Alright, so that's where it would be. So it means that this curve here would stop here and here. Alright. Oh, let me just run a line across here. That's not straight. So let me draw a line across here. Alright, let's go. And I'm going to just use an ellipse for this. Ellipse? No, I'm going to use arc. And the arc that I'm using is 3 points. So I'm going first point. Let me turn off ortho. First point, already selected. Oh dear. Let me move this down. Right there. Alright, cool. So arc, first point being here, second point being the center here, third point being, it's like I can't win with this. I can't win. Alright, so let's do that again. Arc, first point, second point, third point. Alright, thank you. And then let's just mirror to the other side. Thought this would be a lot easier. Alright, so with that out of the way, all I'm going to do here is just simply make adjustment to my nut, if that makes sense. So for example, grab onto this, grab onto this, grab onto this, and I'm just going to copy it to where it needs to be. So for example, here, here. All right, and then I'll just clean up what needs to be cleaned up. So for example, this here needs to go again. You know, it would stop there, but some portion that would be missing are this. Trim away this portion here. Is this still a rectangle? Yes, it is. Explode. X. Alright, yeah, that's better. Alright, so that, yeah, well, I mean, in the middle need to go. And it's the same treatment over here. Yeah, this can be a bit tedious, but if you get it right the first time, no need to say worry. Let me grab onto this, and let's explode it. Let's trim away the excess here, and here. Fillet. Let's back our radius to 0. Alright, so yeah, in the middle layer needs to go as well. Let's trim out the middle. Alright, cool. So once all of that is gone, that's pretty much your nut, if that makes sense. On this here, we need to still add our portions that need to be on our drawing here. So we added, did we add this circular portion here? No, I don't remember. If we don't, then we need to add it. So there's going to be another circle here. So it means that a lot of these circles that we have in the middle here are going to be in detail. So all of this here in detail now. And we're going to be drawing another circle that is going to be on top, that is blocking all of that, that is making it hidden. So that's, we have this here that represent the outer portion up here because we're looking down at it, and all of that. So think about, if you're looking down at the object, what are the portions that you would see, and what are the portions that would be blocked. So look at it this way, arrow pointing down, and you're looking down at it. The portion that you're seeing are this, and you're seeing that in the background. Everything else is being blocked. So if it's being blocked, then you need to add it as a hidden detail feature. All right. So for example, I believe, and you're just going to be projecting lines down to find out where those hidden features are, and once you don't see them, then you're going to have to add those. So we have those there, we have those there. So I believe that we have all of the different parts that should be in detail. Even the hexagonal nut underneath should be in detail, because I believe I'm missing, I didn't really see what was going on. So those are going to be in detail. What you will see though is this here, this nut here. You'll see this nut on top, and this shoulder here on top. So let's see if we can add those. Let me try that again. Going down like this. Alright, so there is a circular shape running from the center to here. Alright, let's see how things add up. Then we have this smaller one here. I believe it is also an hexagon. So we're going to be doing an inscribe an circle as well for that one there. And let me ensure that I reduce some of the confusion by leaving this here. Oh, it's there, it's good. Circle is there, so this one here should be a solid line. Yeah, something like that. All right, so all of this that is on this side here, let's add it to the other side. All right, let me just, what should I do? Let's place this like this. All right, and the portion that is missing, oh, this as well. All right, so this needs to be on the other side as well. So let's try mirroring it. All right, yeah, that could work. All right, cool. So I believe we have all the circles. As you can see from this simplified version and this one over here, it has a lot more confusion to it, so a lot more circular portions. All right, so as you can see, I believe here we captured that portion as well. So now we can sort out our drawing by adding our dimensions, adding the title and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, because I believe we have wasted enough time. All right, so let's go. So we're using simple text, multi-line text that is, to do our title. All right, and I believe our title is going to be, as it says here, assembly, or gland assembly, and the scale is, all right, scale 1:1. Now if that's too small, then we need to increase our font size. So our font size is currently 3. Let's make it 7. All right, something I like to do as well. Let's shrink this down to about there. Let's move this to where it needs to be, somewhere about here. Still too small in my opinion, so let's make it a bit bigger, and let's make it twice the current size. When I'm doing these, I like when the scale portion is half the current size. So if everything here is 14, let's make the scale 7. I like to push the writings to my right, just like in Microsoft Word, and I like to underline the title. So now I can easily put this somewhere along here. All right, so we have that there. So let's add our measurements and the bolts and all that stuff. So we have M6, so let's add that. I tend to use a leader, M6. So I go M6, M6, not X. All right, the shaft, let's add some dimensions for the diameter. So let's go here to here, and we have a layer for all of that, 24. So let's just make our way over to that layer since we're doing this now. Dimensions. All right, so we have that there. So what else do we need? We can capture some other dimensions, such as, for example, here to here. I thought I went to the layer a while ago. All right, and let's ensure that we have the stuff that we need. All right, so show all in detail, which I believe we have. Section XX, so we need to add that title as well. Show 6 main dimension including length, diameter, radius, metric screw. All right, so 6, we need those. All right, so length, so let's go with something like probably here to here. We could do it on this as well, so we could go diameter, we could go radius as well for something. We're just picking some. Radius being, yeah, as you can see where the arrows are pointed. We can also do it for the ellipse. Might not work out. So we have 1, we have radius, we have diameter 1, 2, overall 3, 4, we have that, 5, 6. Let's do some height stuff. basically replicating the ones that were on the drawing. That's those dimensions there. So this was 50. Let's move these out. Ensuring that they're all aligned, and I believe this is more than enough. All right, so we don't need to write the name, I believe, because we're going to be adding the orthographic symbol. All right, so if you're putting the orthographic symbol, so here, as you can see, we have done a third angle. Well, we have done a first angle, sorry. First angle in the plan on the bottom, elevation on top. So we're simply replicating this symbol here. All right, there is a specific measurement for the orthographic symbol as well. I do not remember exactly, but I'm simply just going to be drawing one that is a suitable size to this here. So I'm starting off with circle. So whatever my circle is, small circle. This is 16. Let's go, yeah, let's go 18. Let's do another circle. All right, another circle which is we could make it a bit bigger. We go 18. That's what we did. So 36. Oops, circle. All right, now for the cone, it is typically the measurement for this, the spacing between the two is always, so as I said, there are standards in relation to this, CP, and you can utilize this here to get it. So that's where it would start, or the space between the two. The width of it is going to be equal to this here. All right, and then the cone, or the small portion of it, would be right here, I believe. All right, and let me get rid of this. I'm still going to have to shift things around because the circle, yeah, let's leave it there. All right, so the big circle here, there's so many ways, because this is the first time I'm actually drawing it this way. So if I'm doing it not to your liking, my apologies. All right. And my mouse is bugging out. Yeah, this is it. So we have our, all right, so from this, the only thing that's missing for us to do is to add the center line. Center line somewhere along here. And I think this is too big, so we're going to adjust it as well. So these should be center lines. These should be, or we're going to make them object lines. I think it's too big, so I'm going to make it, well, I'm going to scale it down to half the current size, so 0.5. All right, and I'm just going to be I'm going to be making a copy, but putting it somewhere over here, and then dropping my symbol beside it. And it looks like I've done a lot of work, but no, not really. I've just been wasting a bunch of time. Let's put it somewhere here, because we know we have the page, the space to do so. All right, there's so much more things you can add to this, as well as what is said here. So hidden detail, section, dimension, all that stuff. All right, so this is pretty much it. There's more things that you could do. Again, this drawing file is going to be in the description below. Please remember to lay out your drawing. In this drawing file, everything is already set. So all I need to do is go down here, double tap, zoom in a bit, and then probably set my scale by coming here. I hope it holds. No, it doesn't. All right, here. All right, cool. So, and simply zoom in around my object. But remember what I've just done, this is not to scale. The ideal scale for this would probably be something else, or I need to flip my page around. All right, so this is it here. This is the drawing. All right, please bear in mind that there is still more that could be done to this drawing here. All right, so I spent the past I don't know, 5 minutes looking at the drawing, looking at things that might have been looked over. So as you can see, what I've hatched, the entire period or section here that represents this portion of the gland, as well as you can see, as there is a list of items that should not be hatched, shaft being one of them, so we left that alone, bolts being one of them, so we left that alone, nuts being one of the things that we do not hatch, so we leave that alone. Other things that we should not hatch are washers. We should not hatch keys, ribs, web, any form of fasteners. We leave those alone to make things a lot simpler. Bushing, as you can see down here, the bushing, we don't hatch that, so we leave that alone. Packing material, that's the packing material that would be inside of here. That is this thing here. We leave that alone. We do not hatch those. All right, now the purpose of this is that in engineering drawing, in order to reduce clutter and confusion, we tend to leave those common items from being hatched. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was insightful. You got an insight in relation to what is going on here. Now here I'm using a whole rickety computer, mouse not working properly. I still managed to complete it within a decent amount of time while yapping my mouth and a bunch of other stuff. Now if you enjoy this video or you want to see more, if you have any suggestion, please put it down in the comment section. Anything that you want, put it in the comment section so I can address it for you. If there's any question, let me know. If there's any errors on the drawing as well, if there's any teacher out there watching. All right, because we're here to learn. All right, now it's the first time I'm looking at this question, first time I'm doing it, so it mimics exam conditions somewhat. I'm here in my room alone and I managed to complete it. Just know that if I can do it, you can do it in a few months as well. All right, see you all in the next video.